911, what is the location of the emergency?
We live at 1200 Malcote Road in Northport. No, I was upstairs in bed and my daughter was sleeping downstairs and someone screamed and banged on our door and rang the doorbell screaming, I need help. When I got downstairs, the person's gone, but there's not a lot of houses where I'm going to do, but...
Did you only hear one voice or did you hear more than one?
Only one. Oh, there's a whole bunch of blood outside. We need an ambulance now. Someone please, someone. There's blood out there. Yes, there's blood on my front door. On my front steps. Oh shit.
Okay, I need you to lock the door and stay in the
house. It's locked.
By the time the patrol cars pulled up to the house, the person whose blood was on the front door was gone. Over the next 9 hours, officers led a high-speed chase and a chaotic manhunt through the Florida wilderness for the perpetrator. And when detectives finally sat across from him that afternoon, he answered their questions with just one word.
Help me understand what happened last night. Rage.
The first officer arrived on Malcote Road just after midnight on September 1st, 2023. His headlights lit up a male standing behind the black Chevrolet Sonic, appearing to close the trunk.
What I observed was a white male wearing a tank top and shorts, but specifically he was covered in blood from his head down his arms. I immediately exited my car, unholstered my weapon, and gave the commands to the male that was outside the car. I identified myself as a police officer, and I told him to stop. The male completely ignored me, entered the driver's side of the Chevy Sonic, and began to accelerate out of the neighborhood.
The officer immediately radioed dispatch and alerted other units. Just seconds later, another patrol car approached from the opposite direction and activated his headlights to block the car, but the Sonic drove around him without stopping. What followed was a 30-minute chase through Northport's residential streets onto Toledo Blade Boulevard and eventually onto Interstate 75. At one point, the driver crossed into oncoming lanes and nearly struck an unarmed police vehicle head-on. The Sonic traveled south on I-75 all the way to exit 170 in Chevrolet County, turned around, and re-entered the highway heading north. 3 patrol cars followed behind with lights and sirens. The vehicle held roughly 80 miles per hour in the center lane, refusing to stop.
So as we continued northbound on I-75, now we're back in the jurisdiction of Northport. This time we start radioing to surrounding agencies, specifically Sarasota County Sheriff's Office, as well as the Florida Highway Patrol.
Hoping to bring the pursuit to an end, deputies with the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office deployed spike strips across the highway near the North River Road interchange. Moments later, the suspect's car drove directly over them. The tires punctured instantly, forcing the vehicle to slow and eventually roll to a stop on the shoulder. For a brief moment, it looked like the chase was over. But instead of surrendering, the driver suddenly jumped out of the car, ran toward the tree line, leapt over a fence, and disappeared into a dark field beside a warehouse.
Law enforcement agencies, Northport, Sarasota County Sheriff's Office, and Florida troopers began to set up a perimeter in that general area, and then we waited for K-9 officers to arrive. Once we entered over the fence that the defendant was last seen, there was a large warehouse containing tractor trailers. It was completely dark out there, no lighting, so we had to conduct a thorough search of that warehouse before we could move forward.
K-9 teams searched the area for hours. The terrain was difficult, with tall grass, wet ground, and narrow canals cutting through the landscape. In the darkness, officers could even hear alligators in the nearby water. But despite the search, the suspect was nowhere to be found, and the manhunt was eventually called off for the night. While the pursuit unfolded, crime scene technicians arrived at 1240 Malcote Road at approximately 2:20 a.m. The house belonged to Robbie and Jennifer Tower. The technicians first began processing the blood trail outside 1200 Malcote Road, carefully photographing and marking every stain they could find.
My first assignment was to document the what appeared to be blood stains on the driveway at 1200 Malcote Road. They appeared to go from the bottom right corner of the driveway upwards towards the front door, where I also observed what appeared to be bloodstains on the wall to the right and on the Ring doorbell on the wall, and also what appeared to be bloody foot impressions walking away from the front door and down the driveway.
The drops stretched across the yard and driveway between the homes, marking the path someone had taken in the dark. Investigators noticed two distinct patterns in the blood.
It was pretty apparent that this movement was from east to west at a pretty rapid pace, and this was presumably going back the other way, but at a slower pace.
The pattern suggested someone had first run for help, then been forced back toward the house while bleeding heavily. At 3:45 a.m., a search warrant was obtained for the Tower home. What investigators found inside was devastating.
It is a very, very disturbing scene. When you have that amount of blood in locations, when people are stabbed like that, it's a very violent crime.
In the master bedroom, blood covered nearly every surface around the bed. The sheets were still wet when photographed, and blood had splattered so violently that it reached all the way up to the ceiling above the bed. Behind a nightstand against the north wall, investigators found a steak knife. On the floor beside the bed, a cell phone lay wedged between the mattress and the wall. Based on the blood patterns surrounding the bed, detectives quickly reached a disturbing conclusion. The attack had most likely begun while the victims were still laying down. In the living room, blood covered the couches and had soaked deep into the carpet beneath them. On the floor lay Robbie Tower and Jennifer Tower, face down beside each other. Evidence suggested Jennifer had crawled across the carpet after the attack began, trying to reach her husband. She died right beside him. A white towel from the bedroom lay beneath her body. A second cell phone rested nearby on the floor. At the front of the house, investigators noticed blood dripping down the surface of the door and pooling on the step below. A trail of blood led from the living room toward the front door and out of the house, matching the path investigators had documented toward the neighbor's property. The kitchen told its own part of the story. Diluted blood surrounded the sink, staining the countertop, cabinets, and even the dishwasher. On the counter sat a knife block with one knife still in place. Beside the sink, a blood-stained towel had been left behind. Investigators quickly realized what it meant. Someone had stopped here after the violence, washed a blade, and tried to clean themselves before leaving. No blood was found in any other room of the house.
Who knows what might be revealed and what some of this evidence that's uncovered. I would say things are still on the table, but at this point, we don't have any information that anyone else was involved.
By early morning on September 1st, the search for the suspect had shifted to the area near the Laurel Road exit of I-75 in Venice. Officers from multiple agencies were already searching the surrounding neighborhoods after reports that the suspect had fled into the area. Earlier that morning, police had released the suspect's photograph on social media. Within minutes, tips began flooding in. Then, at around 7:30 a.m., a 911 call came in. Someone had just seen a man matching the suspect's description. As she arrived at work that morning, the assistant director of the YMCA Early Learning Academy in Nokomis Avenue noticed a man walking along the sidewalk in front of the school. It immediately caught her attention because she didn't recognize him.
I had worked there for 5 years at that point and knew every family very well.
The man passed within a foot or two of her and continued walking south toward Laurel Road. She described him as young, average build, wearing a gray tank top and shorts, covered in dirt as though he'd been rolling through mud.
He seemed relatively calm, didn't seem aggravated or anything like that.
At the same time, a Venice police officer was checking a Shell gas station at 1000 Knights Trail Road in Nokomis. When the officer spoke with the store manager, she told him that around 7:40 a.m., a man matching Tower's description had entered through the back door. He walked to the cooler, grabbed a bottle of iced tea, and calmly joined the line behind the other customers to pay for his purchase. When he reached the register, the manager noticed something disturbing. there was blood and dirt on his hands.
Customer service is always, good morning, how are you? He didn't answer back. When I thought, he speaks Spanish, I tried to say it in Spanish too. And there was no answer. He was always looking down. And when he handed me the money, it was kind of nervous.
He paid with a $50 bill and calmly walked out of the store as if nothing had happened. Minutes later, a citizen approached the officers with new information. He had just seen a man matching the suspect's description behind the building. The officers quickly moved around the gas station. When they reached the back of the building, they found him. They drew their weapons and ordered the man to the ground. This time, he didn't run. He complied without a fight. When asked his name, he gave a single answer: Dima. At 7:58 a.m., nearly 8 hours after the first 911 call, Dima Tower was finally taken into custody by the Venice Police Department. After the initial booking formalities, detectives read him his Miranda rights, and he agreed to talk. Before the detectives walked into the interview room that afternoon, they had already spoken to the friends and relatives of the Tower family. They knew who the 3 people in that house had been. They had also pulled the department's own records on the household. Those records went back 5 years, and what was in them would undercut almost everything Dima was about to say. Robbie Tower was 49 years old, and Jennifer Tower was 51. They had been married for more than 20 years and worked together in real estate. Neighbors described them as generous, deeply religious, and always willing to help anyone who needed it. But there was one thing the Towers had always wanted that life had not given them. They couldn't have children of their own. Through their Christian outreach programs in Ukraine and Russia, they eventually decided to adopt. The process was long and expensive. They traveled overseas multiple times, emptied their savings, took out loans, and relied heavily on support from their church and community. Finally, in the summer of 2013, they met a boy living in an orphanage in Ukraine's Luhansk region near the Russian border. The boy traveled to the United States for a month-long visit where he met the Towers for the first time. Another visit followed the next year, and in the winter of 2014, the adoption was finalized. In 2015, the boy moved permanently to Northport to begin a new life in America. His name was Dima. When he arrived, he was about 15 years old and spoke no English. The Towers had poured everything they had into giving this child a second chance. What they couldn't have known was how that decision would end.
So we'd like you to have your side of the story and see what happened.
It's too complicated.
Well, I mean, we're here to listen. I know it was a rough night last night, but we just want to, somebody has to tell your side of the story. So was it, I'm sure there's several different reasons why this happened.
There is.
So we just want to hear your side. So if you want to talk to us.
Why?
Because, you know what, you're a human being, okay? You deserve to tell your side of the story.
We just met you, man. We don't know your backstory, we don't know your history, man. We're trying to get to know you and figure out what happened, and then we'd very much like to hear your side of the story so we can, figure out how we can help you and if there's anything that can explain what happened last night.
Are you hungry? It's all right to talk about it.
I'm not the one to talk about it.
No.
I'm not the type of young man that will talk about it.
You what? I'm sorry, I didn't.
I'm not the type of young man that will talk about it.
No. You don't want to give your side of the story.
It was wrong, that's it.
It's okay to talk about it.
I promise you'll feel a lot better to talk about it. I know you might not think that right now, but
I'm not like that. If you want to understand anything, you have to understand that. It doesn't make me feel better to talk about it.
well, help us understand, what's going through your mind right now. what's going on with you? Like, we just met you, man. I don't know you from, from Adam. Just, we want to hear your story and hear how this came to be, and, just to give your side of the story of what happened, basically. Like, no one has talked to you yet.
Yeah, but you're just a bunch of Americans, so you will not understand.
Well, try to help me understand.
Well, I know you're from the Ukraine, right?
Yep.
And I know that, do you have family over there still?
No,
Or was over there?
it was.
And I know the war is real devastating over there. Did you lose family over there? Do you ever talk to them?
No. Why? Like, why does it matter?
Well, I'm just making conversation, that's it. Just want to see if talking might be able to help you. At least for a little bit.
How is it gonna help me?
How? Well,
Why would it help me?
You're not going to keep it bottled up inside. So it's like shaking up a Coke bottle, and as you let it out.
Huh? What happened last night? Shaking up a Coke bottle you talk about.
And that's what happened.
Their strategy was to avoid accusation and instead present themselves as listeners, giving Tower space to share his story on his own terms.
So did you not get along with your parents?
Doesn't matter.
Well, it does matter. I mean,
It's none of your problems, Me talking about it doesn't make me feel better. I don't know what. If you want to understand anything, why don't you understand it?
I do.
Not all the people are the same.
No, and I get it. But,
I don't keep it bottled up inside.
no. Well, something happened last night. Either you guys argued.
There's a lot of things that happen.
Does it stem from way before last night, or?
Has nothing to do with it.
Were you living with your grandma up in West Virginia?
Look, I should have never came here, right? Should have stayed in Ukraine.
You should have stayed in Ukraine.
Yeah. This country is a shithole.
So what don't you like about this country?
Every American asks me that. Huh? You blind? You blind? And
Well, probably because I was born here, so
yeah,
I mean,
well, you've been fooled and you don't know nothing about what's wrong with this country.
well, why don't you tell me? Because maybe I can open my eyes to
Oh,
how
yeah.
you see.
Huh? Well, it doesn't matter.
Because perspective, man.
Perspective or facts?
Well, your perspective, and it could lead to facts.
Yeah, my perspective or the truth that you don't see is what you're saying.
Oh, we're not perfect.
It's not the matter of being perfect.
Yeah.
These statements reveal Tower's worldview without directly addressing the crime. Even though they are unsolicited, the detectives do not challenge them. They let him talk because every minute of conversation made the next question easier to ask.
So did you get adopted by your parents here?
Yep.
How old were you?
15, 16.
15 or 16. Did you know your neighbors down the street?
I don't give a shit about neighbors.
You used to go over there and he used to use his tools or something?
Working on your car?
Yeah, but it doesn't mean I really care about the neighbors, though. I'm just using people.
Yeah. Is that what you did last night? You used your parents?
No. So you're making an assumption now. There's no.
Well, you said you used people.
Yeah, because there's not that good people, many good people around, so I don't care.
Were your parents good? Did they hurt you?
It's complicated, like I said. I don't know why you're asking all these questions.
Well, because, we have a job to do, so we're trying to see what your side of the story is. Is it something that set you off, like your parents got in your face? Were you protecting yourself? There's so many different options. Or were you just, okay, so give me the opportunity to talk to you and find out, like, what you feel about everything. I'm a people person. I like to talk to people.
Of course.
So what happened last night that made you want to do something? Help me understand what happened last night.
Rage.
From what? Rage has to come from somewhere,
Yeah.
there has to be some reason. It's a lot of rage to keep bottled up.
Right?
Did your parents push you into the rage?
We weren't really like family anymore.
They weren't family anymore?
Yeah,
Did they
because
change?
We've been through so much shit.
Yeah.
Been arguing and going back and forth.
About what?
Family issues.
Okay.
That was the first time Tower named what had happened inside him the night before. The detectives didn't react to the word or repeat it back to him. They let it settle in the room and continued moving forward, knowing they could return to it once Tower had committed to more of the story. As the interrogation progressed, the detectives changed their approach.
So, look, there's no easy way around this, Dima, okay? It's either your side of the story or we just go with what the scene says. But I think that there's a lot more to it.
There is.
So why don't you just try to see if we can understand what...
But what does it get us?
I don't know what it's gonna get us. Maybe us trying to say, well, we could see that happening the way it did.
To give an explanation of what happened last night, because right now we don't have one. We just have what we can see and what's there.
What it looks like is a monster was in there too.
It has a lot to do with everything. It has a lot to do with everything that I've been through and the anger that's inside me.
Yeah.
All the shit that I've seen.
What kind of shit have you seen?
I don't know, it might not make sense.
Try me out.
What, so you see this scene from what happened, and why do you have to come in here and ask me about it? If you, where does it get us if you don't ask me, or what's the point of this?
You have to understand that, we're here to do a job. I'm trying to treat you just like I would treat anybody else, okay? And I would.
That's fine. So, we're having this supposed conversation, it's just to get the other side of the story. It's just about it.
You talking about the conversation we're having right now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. We don't have their side of the story. But we'd like to get yours.
The approach worked. Tower stopped deflecting and began speaking about himself. The wall he had built at the start of the interview was still standing, but there was now a gap in it wide enough for the detectives to work through. So they shifted their focus to the motive behind the murders.
What was the reason to kill your parents?
There's many reasons.
Give us one reason.
I don't like him.
What did they do to make you not like them? I don't know. I'm asking. I don't live your life. I don't live with you guys. So.
Yeah. Everyone's gonna tell you that. Well, yeah, in America, yeah, you get whatever you want. Life's easy, but I don't see it like that. It's
How do you see it? Help me understand.
Well, I'm basically a nobody coming from nowhere.
And that's that when your parents adopted you?
No, that was when I was with my mother, my biological mother. It was a long time ago. Just
Okay.
what I'm basically saying is the way I see things is not lining up with. I mean, I'm not trying to tell you that I try to control my parents. That's not what it is. I'm not that fucked up in the head, you know. But it's just my adopted parents really never taught me anything there, you know.
They never taught you anything, you said?
Yeah, it's like I feel like I'm like a self-learner, you know. Like I basically tell myself like what to do, what not to do, and like when I first came to this country, I wasn't like, you know, I didn't like the way I was treated, and you know, yeah, I misbehave a lot, but it has nothing to do. After I got older, it's like I said, it's stupid.
Did they not?
The reason is stupid.
Well, it's not.
The reason that I killed him is stupid.
Did your adopted family love you? Like, did it seem like it, or?
Yeah, they love me, but at the same time, like, I mean,
At the same time,
it was not always about love and family. It was like controlling and
like them controlling you, or
sometimes.
how so? Like, physically, or
No,
mentally, or
like,
telling you what you can and can't do, or?
like, you know, who's the household of the house? Who's the household in the house?
I mean,
The man is,
yeah,
right?
it's different whoever you ask, you know?
Well, it's different wherever we ask because this country is so fucked up, but the answer is man. And you know, my mom and my adopted mom would, you know, sometimes act like she's the household,
Mm-hmm.
the house, the
Head of the household.
head of the household.
Yeah.
Whatever, like.
I mean, sometimes women, you know, they feel like.
Yeah, I know.
So did that set you off?
No, it was just like I was just telling you, it's just many reasons.
Yeah, it just.
That's just
started.
one of the
Yeah.
reasons.
Something had to set you over the edge, man, about last night with your dad, like, for you to go in there, your adopted dad, and go in there and do what you did. Like, what?
It's a lot of
what was
shit.
that? What?
It's some things don't even relate to it that set me off.
Like what?
Like just being tired of, you know, like I just said, being sick and tired of putting up the bullshit that this country has to offer.
Well, when you made you take that out on your parents, though, why did it lead to that? Like, what happened?
Because they're part of it. You know, we had a lot of family issues, and I really wanted to.
God.
I really want us to be family again because we were not really like one.
Yeah.
We left.
Did you guys get, like, at first you were
We got
all
along
right,
first.
and then
Yeah, it was all right at first.
what happened that you guys kind of separated a little bit or went through some issues?
It's just the past.
Like your past, their past?
No, our past. It's just, like I said, it's too complicated to explain. I don't even feel right to explain it. But it's the past that triggers me.
Did they ever hurt you?
No.
Okay. I was just concerned about that because, you know, sometimes people will adopt or foster and then
They'll abuse the
Yeah.
other person. So, obviously, we know your side of the story and what happened, but I'd really like to know if you would tell me some of the things that specifically made you feel that way, like what led up to that. You know, I know you said a couple of things, you know, your past, when you were younger, just your childhood and stuff like that, but what are the other things specifically with your parents that that caused you to explode?
I honestly don't know how to explain that. You know, I try to think about it. It's not.
Are you willing to try?
Not right now.
Okay.
It's like, I don't know, it's,
I know it's eating at you, man. Like, I can tell some stuff happened, you know. There's something that's making you feel that way, you know. And
yeah, it's like I was telling you, it's other stuff that's not related to yesterday's situation that made me do it.
yeah, I know you told me that, and I remember that. I'm curious as to what, you know, I want to know what the hell was eating you up that bad, man? Like, what happened between you guys? Like, how bad was your relationship? You know, like, what?
Oh, you're talking about the past? No, we just had a bunch of arguments and
Recently? How
get kicked
recently?
out, you know, you don't call police and then back you say you're gonna try to call police if I don't leave. Like I said, the part that I'm not telling you is, you know, I'm not a good kid. I was telling you, I was not raised right. And I've been misbehaving and not listening and not doing what I'm told, and you know we had all these family issues. But it was half me and half them.
That makes sense, man. I know nothing's one-sided, you know. There's
Sometimes
two sides
there's-
to a story, you know.
Yeah, because I know that I heard like I was mad at they were mad at me too, you know. I was mad at them. They were mad at me. You know, I was like, my mom like cares about me more than my dad does, and then she says that I don't do marriage because apparently not.
You said that you ruined their marriage?
Yeah, because like, you know, your mom loves you more than your dad, and then she tries to spend more time with you when your dad is not, and then it looks like I ruined the marriage. Whatever.
Do you think that's what happened?
No.
Were they going through rough times too?
No, they weren't. It was rough times because they had rough times since I first came here.
So did they argue a lot?
Because of me, yeah, it was all about.
Just about you?
Yeah, because no.
Who would stick up for you?
Parenting. Mom would.
Mom would?
Parenting issues.
Yeah.
I had parenting issues too. And they knew it too, because I would have conversations with them.
What Dima did not tell the detectives was that over time, his relationship with his adoptive parents began to deteriorate.
He got in trouble at school, okay, and they would throw him out of the classroom and call Robbie and Jennifer down there. Okay, so then they tried to homeschool him, and that didn't work because he didn't like them telling him what to do. And so when he would get mad, he would cut the wires to the cable and rip the computer out of the wall in his room and do all these things to get even with them. So they got him into Job Corps, you know, where you go there and you learn a trade and then work for them, okay? He stayed there, but he was not happy with them, and they told them that he was going to come in the middle of the night and burn the house down with them in it and kill them.
He was
And
not
that
happy
was
with
way back being in the Job Corps.
Okay.
Yeah, because they put him there because he had to do something. He couldn't just lay on the couch and fight all day.
Right.
So he was not happy with them for that. He did that.
How long, has he been exhibiting these kind of, behaviors?
Oh, since they brought him home. Yeah, he's been terrible. It wasn't something he just came up with. He's been threatening them a long time to kill them.
He didn't like structure. He didn't want rules. He just wanted to do his own thing. This kid is a psycho. Last Christmas had a whole big thing where he got drunk and, he was going to use a lot of profanities and he's going to hit Jennifer. And
he pushed her down, and got him out of the bed.
He's done that. He beat up Robbie. He beat my brother up with a dog bone and broke his nose and gave him 2 black eyes. And Robbie didn't even fight back. He just like held him down. Stop, 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 stop.
I think you guys should have a record too somewhere because he
We'll have
shut the
records.
school up with the BB gun. Do you have that? He went down.
Was that here at the Northport High or?
It was Toledo Blade Middle School there. He shot the whole school up with the gun, and the police came and called Robbie and Jennifer to get him to take him home or whatever, and he became belligerent and pushing and hitting, and they arrested him because he was obnoxious because he didn't like being told what to do. So that, why was he shooting up the school with a gun? So that was another. And he did used to beat kids up on the bus.
Do you know if that's documented anywhere?
He was thrown off the bus, so it should be documented. He had to ride his bike to school because he would pick on kids there.
And what grade? This was
in the high school.
But back in the interrogation room, the detectives did not confront Dima with any of it. Instead, they asked him to walk them through the evening of August 31st, starting from when he got home from work.
Did you work yesterday?
Yep. A fucking 12-hour shift.
At King's Plastic?
Yep.
So when you came home,
Crazy person.
when you came home, how were you feeling? Tired?
Yeah. You're not tired.
And you didn't want to be messed with?
I see what you're trying to say. It's not that.
No.
You weren't pissed off then at anything?
No, I was not pissed off at anything.
And did you do any drink any alcohol or do any drugs?
I drank some alcohol.
What'd you have?
Whiskey.
Whiskey. Do you drink whiskey straight or?
Straight.
You put it in a glass with ice or?
No, just
straight.
Cigarette.
And how much do you usually drink? Or how much did you drink last night?
I can drink a lot or I can drink a little. Yesterday was not that. I didn't drink a lot yesterday.
No.
But it has nothing to do with what happened.
Okay, so
You might think it does because alcohol has an effect on your mind, but I've been mad for a long time. It has nothing to do with it.
Okay, so I was just trying to get at, were you drunk and they pissed you off and you just lost your cool, or you weren't drunk and you just lost your cool?
Like I said,
the alcohol didn't affect you.
It's like, I lost my cool many times, but not to this point.
Where were you when you lost your cool?
Sit in my car drinking. It's not, alcohol. Alcohol just brings out the true me. It's not like, my anger. I try to control my anger when I'm not drinking, but alcohol, it doesn't. It just makes me. It just basically makes me how I really feel. Because I've been angry for a long time, but alcohol just, or cigarettes. I smoke cigarettes and I'm sitting in it. I'm so pissed off about everything.
So you're sitting in your car outside. Help me paint a picture. You're sitting in your car outside. You're pissed off. You're steaming off something. Is that when you decide to get out of your car and go inside?
Yep.
You go inside, and do you go straight to the kitchen?
No.
What happens when you go inside?
Where
do you go?
Why do you ask me that? What is it? What's the point?
Well,
I'm trying to understand the process of what happened.
Just go to my bedroom, man.
You went in your bedroom. And then what happened?
Well, I know what I'm trying to do, so I get over it.
So were you having those thoughts when you were in the bedroom and that?
Yep.
Did they start while you're in the car?
Yep.
So you start having the thoughts in the car, you go into the house, you go into your bedroom, and you continue to have the thoughts, and what happens at that point?
Well, you know what happens.
Yeah, but did something trigger it, or did you just say, I'm doing it?
I just said I'm doing it.
So you go over to the kitchen and You get the knife out of the butcher block?
Yep.
And then you went right straight to your dad?
Mm-hmm.
Did you pick your dad because you knew that you had to disable him first?
Yep.
And was mom sleeping in bed next to dad?
Yep. Sounds crazy, doesn't it?
Well, it's your story, so.
Well, it's still a pretty crazy story, though. Like I just said, it's stupid. The reason for why I did this is stupid.
The sequence Tower described stretched across 4 separate locations inside the house. At each point, he could have stopped, but he didn't.
The other thing is, I'm worried about where did you put the knife? Because I don't want any kids or anything coming across it. Did you use a knife or was it something else?
It was a knife.
It was a knife? Do you know what kind of knife it was?
Yeah, it was a kitchen knife.
The kitchen knife? The silver handled one?
Yeah, I dropped the first one and then I went to grab the second one.
Did you use the big knife or the steak knives?
Steak knife.
The steak knife? So do you know where you dropped it or?
No.
Do you know if you took it with you or?
No, I didn't take it with me.
Do you know if you threw it in the woods or is it in the house?
You ask me, it's like, it sounds dumb when you ask me, do I know if I threw it in the woods? Like, I didn't take it with me. It was happening and I dropped it. And after I had, and I went and grabbed another one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was hard to understand.
Did it break off?
Break what off?
The knife.
What made you get the second one? Is what he's trying to get at.
Finish what I started.
Under Florida law, premeditation does not require days or weeks of planning. It requires only enough time for reflection. After losing the first knife, Tower left the bedroom, retrieved another from the kitchen, and returned to continue the attack, satisfying that standard. The detectives now needed to understand how the attack unfolded.
So,
where did it start? The bedroom? The living room?
Yep.
Was your dad sleeping?
Yep.
Did you guys have a fight prior to this?
No.
It just raged?
It's a lot of things.
Why are they stupid?
It's like thinking, oh, like I don't like the situation. I don't like the people I'm with, so I'm just gonna kill them.
So you said that if you don't like the people that you're with, you want to kill them?
Not anybody. I mean, it has a lot to do with like the way I am and the way I see things and personal reasons, but like observations and I don't know, like you said, you want to try to understand. It's like it's hard to explain.
So have you had these thoughts for most of your life as a?
No.
No.
Just came up because of all the anger and all the.
So
Yeah, I want to run. I want to go back to Ukraine.
Yeah.
That's the reason. That's the reason that.
Did you ask them? Did you say that to your parents that you were going to go back to Ukraine, and did they put up a fight with you or something?
No, it's not that.
No.
No, personally, I want to go back to Ukraine because I'm sick and tired of living in this country, putting up with all this bullshit.
Yeah, I hear you.
While Tower had been thinking about this for months, there was no trigger that night. There was no confrontation, no provocation, and no argument. The decision had already been made before he entered his parents' bedroom with the knife.
So what made you go in there and have an altercation with your dad?
It wasn't an altercation. It wasn't not an altercation.
What happened when you went into the bedroom? Your dad was sleeping. What happened?
Just stabbing.
What was he doing?
What do you mean?
Was he yelling, or did he wake up after you stabbed him?
You're asking kind of weird questions.
Well, I mean, did he start fighting you? Because we know that he got out of bed somehow.
Yeah, you want me to stop?
Yeah. Do you know where you stabbed him first?
No, I was dark.
Where was your mom at?
Right there.
She was next to him? Did she wake up?
Yep.
So, you do know that, like, we're trying to piece this together, okay? So, your dad starts getting up out of bed.
No, he wasn't. He was sleeping.
Okay. And you stabbed him.
Yep.
Do you remember how many times?
Countless.
I'm sorry?
Countless.
Countless times? Did he ever get out of bed?
Yeah.
And then what? Did you push him against the wall? Or did he fall?
He's bleeding out. Going around the house. Trying to fight me back.
Okay. Did you stab him out in the living room, or
Yep.
leaving out of the bedroom?
Yep.
Where was your mom at?
Going around the neighborhood asking for help.
Was she on her phone?
Possibly. Some called the police.
Did she hit you or anything, or try to fight you off, or?
She's a woman. What do you think she's gonna do?
Well, I can tell you that probably most women will either run or they're gonna fight back.
She tried to fight back, but there's not much she can do.
All right. So,
Did she try to fight you back?
A little bit.
and then, did you stab her?
You already know what. You already know I stabbed both of them. Like, why are you asking me questions that are obvious? Questions that you already know.
I don't know for sure what happened in there. That's
Well, you know that I stabbed both of them. Like, you're asking me, did I stab her? You know I did.
I mean, a lot of things could have happened in there. I don't know. That's
What happened when she ran out? Did she go out the front door?
Yep.
Did you close the door behind her, or did you?
I told her to get back inside.
And she kept going?
No, she went back inside.
At one point, didn't she go to the neighbors?
Yeah, that's when she ran out. Sound cold.
Where was your dad at that point?
Dead.
Where at?
On the living room floor.
Did he fall into the couch a couple times, or no?
Possibly. Yeah, I think he did. Can't remember.
Did he say
I
anything?
mean, this question is kind of like what you're trying to get my side of the story. Like, you basically get an idea of what this is.
Mm-hmm.
So you're trying to get my side of the story, but I just brutally stabbed my adopted parents. And, like, what is there to get?
Was your dad able to get back at you in any way, like to eat? Was he able to manhandle you at all, or no?
Try to. No, I'm stronger than I look.
So he gets up out of bed, and you guys have like a fist fight, or like he's trying to grab onto you, or like how does that all go down? How does that all happen?
There's blood all over him. He can't hold on.
You said he tried to grab you?
Yeah, because your blood is. You can't hold on to him.
And how did it go? How did it lead to the living room?
Trying to get away from me, I guess.
Okay. And you followed him into the living room?
Yep. I know I really had a good family before I came to this country, and then when I came here, I was already basically on my own, with my own world inside my head. And when you come here, and you have to put up with somebody else, because I don't know these people. You know, they're strangers. They say they want to bring you into your family, but where I come from, it's not that easy to just become a family.
When your mom came back in the house, what happened?
Well, did you hear what they just said?
Yeah, I know. But we know that you stabbed your dad to death, but your mom did leave to go to the neighbors. Did you go back out there to get her? Or
Yes.
So did you run across the grass or?
Yes.
And you yelled at her?
No, I said, come back.
Mm-hmm.
Where was she at that point? Do you remember?
Neighbor's house.
In the driveway, front door, what?
Driveway.
Driveway?
So she comes back. Does she listen to you? She comes back. Do you
Yeah,
guys talk at all?
Yeah, I tried to talk to her.
How did that conversation go?
It was a monologue.
So did you stab her already at that time? At that point?
After I finished saying what I had to say.
What's that?
After I finished saying what I had to say.
After you said what you had to say to her, then you stabbed her?
Yes.
Where at?
A lot of places, like you, don't you already notice?
Did you cut her throat?
No, just stab her.
You stabbed her in the throat?
Yep.
And she laid right there?
No, she tried to fight me back.
Where was she where was your mom when you stabbed her? Were you guys in the house at that point? Did you start outside?
In the house.
All the times that you stabbed your mom was inside the house?
Yep.
Okay. Where at? In the living room, the bedroom, the kitchen?
Living room.
Was she sitting on the couch or no?
Yep.
Which couch, the small one or the bigger one?
Small one.
Were you sitting there with her?
I was standing up.
And you were talking to her, and
Yeah.
what was she saying back?
Pretty much nothing.
She wasn't crying, pleading for her life or anything?
She was.
She was? So you stabbed her in the throat? Was that the last time you stabbed her, or you kept stabbing her?
Kept stabbing her.
At one point, did you go get the other knife?
When I lost the first one.
Was that on your father?
Yep.
So it's just the steak knives?
Yep.
Do you remember what your mom said at all last night when you guys were talking after you had killed your dad?
She didn't say much.
What did she say? Do you remember?
Like I said, she didn't say much. She just.
Did she say she loved you?
No. She didn't say that.
No.
Why, like, what?
Did she ask you to stop?
When?
At any point? Okay. When you guys were talking, yeah, you said, I believe, you said she was sitting on the couch.
Yeah, she
and
asked
you were
me to
standing
stop.
there talking to her. What did she say to you then?
She said, I'm bleeding, call the ambulance.
What did you tell her?
Nothing, I just ignored it. Like, why would I do that?
Did you stab her again after that?
Yep.
Do you remember where?
No, it's just all over the place.
But you weren't gonna call for an ambulance? You had
Why would
no
I?
plans? I don't know, that's what I'm asking.
No, I wouldn't.
So I think what Detective St. Jean's trying to get at was, we know that you were having problems with your dad. Your mom stuck up for you whenever the arguments were going. So we
never
didn't.
create family issues.
Yeah, but.
Well, sometimes.
So did you have like a feeling of remorse after you stabbed your mom and she's asking for an ambulance?
No, I didn't feel anything.
You didn't feel anything? Did you want to make sure that she was dead before you left, so you were hoping to get away with it?
It's not the case.
How did she end up from the couch to
Fall down on the floor. I mean, you're asking very disturbing questions, like.
Disturbing questions?
Yes, disturbing, yeah.
Is it starting to get to you now?
Well, it's not like it's scary to me, it's just, if you listen to the stuff that you're asking, it's like, why would you be asking me that?
Well, again, we have a job to do, and we have to make sure that everything matches up to the scene and what your side of the story is. Obviously, you raged out last night, and this was boiling from probably the last month that you were here, right? Were you here a month?
It was boiling for a long time.
Yeah. So last night, you're sitting in your car, you started drinking a little bit, and you just came up with this, that you were gonna do something now.
It came out before that.
After work?
No, it was good, days before that.
So what?
I had those does before that used to.
Days, months, or what?
I was like, recently.
Okay. Is it because of all the fighting? And they didn't want you
In
back in the
general,
house?
so, no, it's a lot of things.
Like everything, like a combination of everything you're
Yes.
saying. And you've been thinking about killing both of your parents for how long now?
Not too long, it's not, I don't,
Like a day?
I don't,
2 days?
I don't plan on it and sit there and like think about it all day long, you know, it just comes up in my head and I go and do it.
Was last night the first time that you actually thought about killing your parents?
No,
So you thought about it previous, but you didn't act on it, obviously. What made you like come to that point last night that you were like, I'm done, this is over?
because I don't really like to miss people. I don't really wanna have to miss my parents, honestly. Because of, you know,
Did you miss your parents? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
like, no, I mean, I try to get back with them and have, and us be family again, but it didn't seem like it was working out, so.
Did you think you were backed in a corner or something?
No. I don't know what I'm thinking.
Just, it made you upset or what?
Yeah, it made me upset. Nothing's, feels like nothing's going right for me.
Yeah.
Which it is, you know, but at the same time it's not.
There was a stab wound, I think, in your dad's leg. Did you?
Maybe accidental, I don't know.
Okay. But everything else was you meant to do.
This was the moment that separated the case from any claim of impulse. Tower had the time to stop. He had the opportunity to call for help. Instead, he stood over the dying woman, listened to her plead, and chose to finish what he started. After the killings, Tower moved quickly. He knew the neighbors would have called the police, and he needed to leave before they arrived.
So did you try cleaning up?
No.
Clean
up the knife and put it back.
You cleaned up the knife and put it back. How many? So there was 2 knives in there, or was the whole?
2 steak knives because the rest of them washed dishwasher.
Okay.
Did you wash both knives and put them back?
I wasn't trying to find the other one. I should have.
The first one?
Well, the thought was going through my head is I should have left earlier, so because I know the area, and I could have got away from police. I could have got away from police chasing me because I knew the area, and when I was driving on the highway, I knew what I should have done, but I didn't. But I still got away from them.
So you did see the police there?
Yeah, they pulled up from from everywhere.
Did you hear what the police officer said to you?
I don't give a shit.
No, but I meant, you know.
I heard something.
Did he say something to you?
I heard something, I couldn't hear it.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
So the knife that you cleaned off and put back in the butcher's block, do you think that was the first one or the second one?
Like what? Like the way you asked me that question, like, do I think that was the first one? That was. Well, maybe. Yeah, I guess I get it why you asked me that, but at the same time, it's like I know it was the second one.
Okay.
So I couldn't find the first one.
Did you get cut? In your hands?
Because trying to stab somebody with a steak knife the way I was doing this, you hurt yourself too.
Is it bad? Can I see your hands?
It's not that bad.
Did you get it in there?
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
How were you stabbing? Like, was the fist going
Different
from top
ways.
to bottom? Or do you mind showing me?
mean, it was like, sometimes I would barely hold a knife and still stab him, you know, it's like, there's blood everywhere.
Did you get a lot of blood on you?
Yep.
Did you try to rinse it off, or?
See it right now. Well, I rinsed most of it off. Like I said, I was trying to, because I know how fast police respond, so I was trying to get away as fast as I can, but it wasn't like, no, I could have actually drove on a highway without police chasing me.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I washed myself off. No, I had to swim in a few canals, that's how I got everything washed out.
Okay.
To get away. Because I was watching helicopters in the sky. And now that's hardest thing to get away from.
Did you expect to meet a cop outside?
I don't give a shit, I just give him my car and leave.
No, I know that, I didn't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did because I know that someone called. Someone had to call. It is messed up though. And you know it and I know it.
What you did?
Yeah.
So where were you gonna go to? Like,
I was gonna try and go to like Orlando port and try to find some kind of ship and get on and leave.
mm-hmm.
Like sneak into the ship because I just want to get the fuck out of here.
So were you gonna try to go back to the Ukraine, or?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I've been trying to do.
Tower's escape plan revealed a mind that was thinking beyond the violence to what came next. He didn't plan to call for help or turn himself in. He planned to leave the country. Orlando is not a coastal city and has no port, so the plan was never going to succeed. But the fact that he had a plan at all showed a mind that was still thinking clearly. For nearly 2 hours, Tower described the killings in calm and steady detail. At no point did he show remorse for what he had done. When the detectives asked what he thought should happen to him, Tower didn't hesitate. He told them that prison was the obvious consequence. At this point in the interrogation, detectives knew they had extracted everything they were going to get from Dima Tower. They had a full confession, a timeline, and a motive. The physical evidence confirmed everything Tower had told the detectives. Photographs of Tower taken after the interview showed scratches and bruises across both arms, on his hands, and on both shins. Blood was still visible on his hands even after nearly 8 hours on the run. He wore the same tank top and shorts from the night of the killings. The clothing matched the description given by witnesses who had seen him walking near the preschool and the Shell gas station that morning. Both items were marked and sent to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement. The 2 steak knives recovered from the scene were tested at the state lab. The results confirmed that 2 separate weapons had been used during the attack. Both tested positive for blood. DNA analysis confirmed Robbie Tower's blood was on both knives, and Dima Tower's DNA was found on the handle of one of them. Autopsies were performed on September 3, 2023. Between them, Robbie and Jennifer sustained at least 147 documented stab wounds. Both deaths were ruled homicide. The Chevrolet Sonic was processed at the Northport Police Vehicle Examination Room. It carried a West Virginia license plate, and the glove compartment contained a matching West Virginia registration, along with a Florida driver's license issued to Dima Tower. Tower's wallet was found between the driver's seat and the center console, containing a Capital One debit card in his name. Both passenger side tires were flat from the spike strips. The laptop, phone, and money Tower said he'd grabbed before fleeing were still inside the car. The state of Florida charged Tower with 2 counts of first-degree premeditated murder and 1 count of fleeing to elude law enforcement with sirens and lights activated. The trial took place in November 2025 at the 12th Judicial Circuit Court in Sarasota County. Prosecutors argued that this was a calculated ambush, not a crime of passion. Tower chose the weapon, chose the timing, chose which parent to attack first, and chose to retrieve a second knife when the first one failed. He had time to reflect, and at every stage he chose to continue. The defense did not dispute that Tower killed his parents. From the very beginning, they told the jury he would not be arguing that Tower was innocent of everything. Instead, they urged them to convict him of manslaughter instead of first-degree murder, arguing lack of true premeditation. They framed the killings as an explosion of rage and psychological damage rather than a coldly planned execution. Against his attorney's advice, Tower chose to take the stand. What followed was unlike any testimony the court had ever seen during the trial.
What were you thinking about between the time you took that sharp knife, walked into your parents' bedroom, and started to stab your father in the dark?
I wasn't thinking anything. What is there to think?
What did your father say after you stabbed him?
What the hell are you doing?
And then what happened? Did you stab him again?
Yes.
Okay, what were you thinking about between the first stab and the second stab?
There's nothing to think.
The parents that brought you over here to this country, and you weren't thinking anything.
These people were not my parents. There's a lot went on that changed our relationship.
That's not my question. My question is, are you telling this jury that you won't even look in the eye that the people who brought you over here and gave you a home, that you were stabbing them and you didn't think anything of it?
The answer's too complicated for you.
No, it's not a complicated answer. It's a yes or it's a no.
It's not. It's a complicated answer.
Tower, you told the detectives that you were a nobody from nowhere, didn't you?
When I was talking to detectives, I was not in my completely right state of mind.
Your parents.
They were not my parents, unfortunately.
Sir, you cannot interrupt the attorney. Wait for them to finish their question, and then you can answer the question asked of you, okay? Please ask your question.
Mr. Tower, the people that brought you over here, they gave you an opportunity to be a somebody from somewhere.
It depends on their parenting.
What?
It depends on their parenting, how you raise your children.
Depends on the what?
You don't even know what I'm talking about.
No,
Have you ever been a mother of children?
When you walked out of the house after you killed your father, did you carry the knife with you to lead Jennifer back in?
I did. I was temporarily insane, as I said.
Temporarily insane?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Members of the jury, I'm going to ask that you strike that last response. There is no insanity defense. There is no evidence presented in this trial to insanity. So I will just order that you not receive that answer. It's irrelevant, not permissible during this trial. Okay?
You told the detectives that you were thinking about killing your parents for the last several days. Isn't that true?
I only taught this a couple of times. This was not a constant thought in my head.
Okay, so you thought about it at least a couple times before you did it?
No, I taught it one time, and the second time I taught it, I did it. There was no thinking about it.
How old were you when you killed Jennifer and Robbie Tower?
21?
You were a grown man, weren't you?
No, I was not. You don't know the definition of a grown man.
At 21 years old, why didn't you just move out if you didn't like the people that you were living with? Why didn't you just move out?
The age has nothing to do with it.
Mr. Tower, why didn't you just move out if you didn't like the people you were living with?
I did move out a long time ago. I came back. I just told you there was a lot that went on between the three of us that the judge and the state won't let me talk.
You made Jennifer and Robbie's life in their home a living hell, didn't you, Mr. Tower?
Again, there was a lot that went on.
Yes.
Yes, but
Yes.
some adults don't know how to be
Yes.
parents. Yes.
You made their life a living hell.
No, I didn't. There's some adults don't know how to be parents. You don't know what you're talking about.
In fact,
I came from a harsh environment.
many people come from a harsh
Yeah,
environment
but
and they don't kill their parents.
you gotta know how to treat those people correctly so they grow up properly.
Yeah, so how do you need to be treated?
I have been treated. It's too late for that. I'm adult now. But you're talking as if you don't know how to be a parent and you don't know what it takes.
Are you a parent?
No, I'm not a parent. But you're asking me a.
You made their life
pointless
a living hell. In fact, your father told you that you were destroying his marriage.
If I
to
made
his wife, isn't it true?
If I made their life
Mr.
to live in hell, that's probably had something to do with them.
The two of you are just talking over each
No,
other.
he's
Ms.
refusing to
Blakely,
answer.
You're asking a question, he begins to answer, and then you add to your question. Mr. Tower, when she's speaking, you then begin to answer. And what's happening is none of us are catching the question nor the answer. So let's please follow the procedure that we've done all throughout the trial. Let's please do a question, then we'll do a pause, and then the answer. Mr. Tower, I need you to answer the question and not ad-lib and add to it, okay, sir?
Did your father tell you that you were disrupting his marriage to Jennifer Tower, his wife?
Jennifer told me that before the adoption, that in the beginning,
He's
Rob,
not responding.
I'm responding. Rob did not want to adopt at all. And then he wanted to adopt a daughter. And then finally, he agreed to adopt a son. So he didn't really want to adopt to begin with.
Mr. Tower, there was no question related to wanting to adopt other children. The question was calling for a yes or no response.
Well, he didn't really want to adopt me is what I'm saying.
Mr. Tower, if you can please listen to the question and answer yes or no. Please ask the question again.
Did your father tell you that you were destroying his marriage to Jennifer?
I was not destroying his marriage to Jennifer.
The question, sir. The question was, did your father tell you that? Did your father tell you that, yes or no?
What do you want me to say? He doesn't know how to love his wife. What do you want me to say?
All right, I'll sustain the objection as unresponsive. He's unable to answer.
Sadly, this testimony from Dima did more damage to his case than anything the prosecution had presented. He proved everything they had argued and showed the jury exactly who he was. The jury deliberated for just over 1 hour and returned a unanimous guilty verdict on all 3 counts. On November 14th, 2025, Dima Tower was sentenced to life in prison without parole for the murder of Jennifer, a consecutive life sentence without parole for the murder of Robbie, and a concurrent 5-year term for fleeing the charge.